Ted Snyder, glad to be a part of your evening. And Ted, kind of an NBA schedule with these two teams. Last night at New Lex, Coshocton won in a good one, 59-56. They turn around and they play here at Coshocton.
Yeah, this game, the result of rescheduling due to the cancellation in early January. So here we are. We're the lucky two that get to watch the second of the back-to-back between these two teams.
Let's look at Colton Conkle for just a second, if we might. By the way, he has 1,531 career points. He is the all-time leading scorer. But just his MVL numbers, Ted, he leads the league in scoring at 27.5, rebounds 8.5, assists 5.5, steals 4, field goal percentage, he's in the top 5, free throw percentage, he's in the top 4. How do you stop this guy?
I have no idea. He's really the most complete player that we have in the NVL, and the statistics back it up. And you mentioned them just a minute ago, but he leads this team in every statistical category except block shots, and that says a lot about his ability.
Yeah, he's just an all-around exceptional player. And you know, Ted, we talked about this last night. The MVL has some really good players. Two of the guys here for New Lex, Isaiah Stevenson and Bentley Hansen, Steele Bates over at John Glenn, Max Lyle, Keaton Hahn over at Tri-Valley, Logan Russell, Sheridan, Colton McIntyre, Crooksville. And I Carter Smith, I'm probably leaving some guys off. The MVL is loaded this year.
It really is, top to bottom, is as good as I've seen it. And these two teams right here, two of the best in the small school division. You mentioned Hansen and Stevens. For Coshocton, it's Conkle and Alex Thomas. Each of these teams has a big two that they rely on for the bulk of their scoring.
Well, when you look at Stevens and Hansen, both of them in double figures, Stevens 19.8 points per game, Hansen 14.3. How do you come up with somebody extra tonight for the Panthers in order to win on the road?
Yeah, because it's going to take points to win this game tonight, and you're right, they're going to need contributions from other players, and it's going to have to be a combination of Lane Ratliff, Eli Stevens, and even Malachi Thresher off the bench.
Well, when you look at New Lexington, now 10-7, and they've played a good schedule, they have to be thinking, Ted, about victories for the tournament draw. They begin February 20th, so 3 weeks. Their sectional has 14 schools, including 2 that come out to go to the district. So you want that home court early on. New Lex needs wins.
They sure do, because after tonight, next week is not any friendlier to the Panthers as they play host to Maysville and then go on the road a week from tonight, or a week from yesterday rather, and play West Muskingum. So in a matter of 7 days, the Panthers have to play Coshocton twice, Maysville and West. I mean, the rubber's going to meet the road here.
Yeah, and we will be at that game next Tuesday at New Lex, and then next Friday at West Muskingum. For the New Lex Panthers under Jeremy Dewar, 10-7, 5-4 in the MVL, 3-4 away. Offensively for the Panthers at 56.2 points per game, and they surrender 48.6. For the Coshocton Redskins under head man Jim Herman, 14-2, and as Ted mentioned, only losses are to Maysville, 9-2 in the MVL, 6-1 at home. Offensively, 70.5 points per game. Defensively, 54.5 points per game. This is a team that, Ted, if they get it rolling, you got to use a lot of TO.
Yeah, they have a lot of scoring options, and one of the top scoring teams in the NVL are the Coshocton Redskins. But when I look at New Lexington, their scoring average is a little bit down from a year ago, which is surprising. They averaged about 62 a game last year, and their top two scorers this year, Stevens and Hansen, combined for 32 a game. Last year they combined for 39 a game, so it's just kind of bizarre that they kind of took a step backwards offensively.
Well, we're just moments away from the start of the basketball game. It is New Lexington 10-7, and they take on these Coshocton Redskins. We'll be back. By the Coshocton pep band. Always enjoy the pep bands doing the anthem, Ted. Those kids work so hard during the week. Sometimes they don't get the recognition they deserve, so thank you, Coshocton pep band. All right, let's take a look at the starting lineups. First, for the New Lexington Panthers, they are in the traveling black with orange numerals and trim. They'll start this way. Eli Stevens, 6'4", sophomore, averages 5.3 points per game and gets 4 boards per contest. Lane Ratliff, 5'10", sophomore, 5.5 points per game. Paul Stenson, 6'2", junior, 4.3 points per game. And rounding it out, Bentley Hansen, the 5'10", senior, 14.3 points per game. And Isaiah Stevens, 6'1", senior, 19.8 points per game, and leads the team in rebounding with 5.5. For Coshocton, under Coach Jim Herman, 14-2 on the season. They'll go this way. J.J. Herman, the point guard, 5'11", junior, 5.5 points per game, 3 rebounds. Blade Workman, 6'1", junior, 6 points per game, 5.5 rebounds per game. Logan Lonsberry, 6'1", senior, 13 points per game. Alex Taylor, the 6'5", senior, 14.4 per game and 6.1 rebounds. Rounding it out, Colton Conkle, 6' senior, 27.4, 8.5 rebounds. And Ted, we already touched on all the other things he does. You got to feel like he's especially juiced up for this one.
Yeah, and these two teams are very familiar with one another after just meeting last night. We mentioned Conkle became the Coshocton High School all-time leading scorer last night. Earlier this season, Isaiah Stevens did the same for New Lexington. He's their school's all-time leading scorer. And just last week, Bentley Hansen joined the 1,000-point club at New Lexington. So a lot of firepower on the floor here, Howard, and we should be in for an exciting game with a lot of points.
The stars will be aligning. New Lexington on the floor. Coshocton in the home white. Jumping for the Redskins is Alex Taylor, and going up for the Panthers is Isaiah Stevens. So we are set to begin the basketball game. Back-to-back contest for these two, and we will re-jump again. Ball up and controlled by the Panthers, and Bentley Hansen, he will give to Isaiah Stevens. Man-to-man for Coshocton. Dulek swings it around. Stevens gets the high ball screen, then goes to the corner, back out to Stevens. He will swing all the way around the perimeter. It's Bentley Hansen picks it up, back on top for the Panthers. And then Stevens with the ball, drives, spin, dribble, double team, kicks over to the corner, and then back out on top to Stevens. Another high ball screen, and the three is perfect.
Very patient set. Results in 3 points, but quickly the other way, Howard.
Yeah.
Alex
Taylor running the floor. 7:05 to go in the first. 3-2 in favor of New Lex. Ball on top, back to Stevens. He'll take another three, in and out on the floor, rebound, and then knocked out of bounds, but saved by Coshocton. Here they streak up the floor, and on the top it is the shot. Ball loose on the floor, picked up by the Panthers, and they come back the other way with Isaiah Stevens to Bentley Hansen. He drives baseline, picks it up. They swing all the way around the perimeter. Another ball screen in the corner as Stevens drives baseline, gets Taylor in the air. Ball blocked, but stays with the Panthers.
Coshocton starts in a 2-3 zone here, Howard, and they're keeping a lot of bodies around the rim for protection.
Inbounds pass, high, on top for the Panthers. Lane Ratliff to Bentley Hansen, gets the ball screen. Hansen drives, kicks, three ball on the way is blocked by Konko Yawa. Lane Ratliff had it go to section C, row 7, aisle number 2, seat 12. Woo.
Yeah, that was an emphatic block out of bounds by Konkel. Shows you his athleticism right there.
Stenson inbounds to Stevens. Coshocton in the man-to-man looks on this trip. Lex with the 1 point lead. 6 minutes to go, first quarter. Hansen drives baseline, picks up the dribble, goes back on top to Stevens. Now this pace favors New Lex, Ted. Inside shot is missed by the Panthers. That's Malachi Thresher. And a foul goes against New Lex, I believe, on the inbound. So Coshocton will do it again. That is on Thresher. And here they come, the Redskins. New Lexington in the man-to-man. That's Herman with the basketball. Behind the back dribble. Picks it up, goes back on top. Between the legs dribble, and then the drive inside and the kick. Long shot, back iron. Rebounded by Thresher of New Lexington. So the pace for New Lex looking pretty good, Ted.
It
3-2.
Sure is, and great at rebounding position from Thresher to box out the 6'6" Alex Taylor. Thresher giving up 3 inches in that matchup.
Turnover goes against New Lex, so Coshocton will have the basketball in the corner with the balls. Colton Konkel picks up the dribble, gets help from Alex Taylor, and then Konkel really being guarded hard, and he will lose the ball out of bounds. That's pretty good defense by Lane Ratliff.
It sure is, and I like the decision from Jeremy Dewar to put Ratliff on Konkel so Stevens or Hansen don't get in early foul trouble, and Ratliff is a good defender.
Stevens with the ball, dribbles with the left hand, goes on top, gets it back from Thresher. Stevens pulls up from 8, scores the basket.
Nice bounce and roll on these very loose rims that we've seen here, Howard.
Yeah, no wonder Conco's got 1,500 points. Real soft rims. Long shot for 3 is no good. That was Logan Lonsberry. Rebounded off to the Panthers. 5-2 they lead. 4:25 here in the first quarter. And it looks like back to that 2-3 maybe, Ted?
Looks
that you talked
way.
about? Yep. Isaiah Stevens drives. Hanson in the corner. 3 ball off the iron. Picked up by Coshocton. And here come the Redskins, Alex Taylor. And he will be on the player control foul.
That's Paul Stinson stepping in there and taking that charge. One of the best in the business at doing that. He really contributes to this team, even if he doesn't score points.
Corey Adam checks in for New Lex for Malachi Thresher. Boy, they give up a lot of size there. Woo. Isaiah Stevens hands to Hanson. That's Bentley to the corner. Back to Hanson. He holds and then goes reverse to Stevens. He'll shoot the 3 in. He has all 8.
Yeah, he's feeling it. They're really going.
Here
Got a
comes
nice
Conkle.
rhythm.
On top, Alex Taylor. Swing to the left side to Conkle. He is guarded nicely by Ratliff again. Misses the shot.
That shot was forced and not a good look.
Corey Adam on the drive. Back to Hanson. Lane Ratliff will shoot the 3. And they are shooting the lights out.
I think Coshocton's going to get a timeout here. Maybe not. They're going to go with it.
11-2. New Lex leads. 3:05. There's your timeout. It's a 30. So a little bit of shock going on, Ted.
Yeah, the defensive job that the Panthers have done in the first 5 minutes is outstanding, limiting Coshocton to just 2 points and Conkle scoreless.
And the 3 threes by the Panthers, 2 by Isaiah Stevens and 1 by Lane Ratliff. So the pace for New Lexington is there. Conkle, as you said earlier, Ted, forced a shot or 2. Lane Ratliff's done a magnificent job on Conkle. So I think Coach Herman just wanted to settle his guys down.
Yeah, that was a poor shot. It wasn't in the rhythm of the offense, and Lane Ratliff was all over him. So probably a lot of that being discussed in the huddle.
It's Conkle with the ball. They go to the left corner to the Panthers. Inside for Taylor on the baseline. Tries to wheel, double teamed. Back to Herman. On top, Conkle will swing. And Coshocton will drive inside. It's going to be a hand check. Foul will go on the Panthers.
It's going to be on Isaiah Stevens, his first personal. Just 2 team fouls on New Lex, just 1 for Coshocton.
They look for Conkle on the inbound lob. He has it, loses it, kicks to the corner, and steps out on top. He'll take that 3 all night and bury it.
Yeah, Conkle scored 31 last night against New Lex, so obviously they made some adjustments.
He's not going to stop shooting. Isaiah Stevens, crossover dribble. He'll shoot the 3. Got it.
His shot is pure tonight, Howard. He is feeling it.
11
points.
for Stevens. It's a shootout at this moment for Stevens, but there's Conkle, back iron, rebounded Bentley, Hanson. And Hanson crosses the timeline. Coshocton, no pressure. They'll let New Lex set up in the offense. Corey Adam, reverse, swing around the floor. Hanson holds, looks, 1, 2 dribbles to the corner for Stevens. He will go inside, be held, should go to the line for a pair.
Yeah, I believe that personal is going to be called on J.J. Herman, and that'll put Stevens at the line for 2.
J.J. Herman's first, team second. 2 free throws coming for Isaiah Stevens. Got the first, one more coming. Substitution, Malachi Thresher back in the lineup for New Lex. He replaces Paul Stenson. And one more free throw coming for Isaiah Stevens. Got them both. He has 13. And you know Conkle's got to feel like he wants his. Coshocton holds. Go on the baseline to Alex Taylor. They will swing back out on top with the ball is Blade Workman. Workman will shoot from 18, in and out, rebound loose on the floor, picked up by Coshocton, and they will reset things with Workman. And we've got somebody, I think it's Conkle, down underneath their own basket for Coshocton. Looks like maybe a finger in the eye, Ted? Or?
Yeah, I think it's Logan Lansbury, and I believe he lost a contact lens.
Okay, all right. So, yeah, Lansbury's 12, Conkle is 2, and we get it sorted out. Substitution coming in for the Redskins, re-entering is J.J. Herman. Taking a seat will be Logan Lansbury.
I haven't seen a lot of Eli Stevens in this game. I think Jeremy Dewar likes the matchup with Thresher and Thomas better, or Taylor.
Conkle thinks about the 3, drives inside, and gets called. Player control foul.
That's Thresher making his impact on the defensive end. He is a sneaky good defender down low, is Thresher, the 6'3" junior.
That is 2 on Conkle here in the first quarter. Coach Herman on the floor. He's not happy.
Yeah, I think Conkle is frustrated by the defensive lane Ratliff.
And I think Isaiah Stevens may be in his head a little bit too. That's Hanson. He will go on an up and under and travel.
Yeah, good call. He did travel with the basketball. But I was watching on the last possession, Howard, away from the ball, and Lane Ratliff is face guarding Conkle 20 feet away from the action.
Conkle has 3. It's 16-5, New Lex. Conkle has the ball. He will drive baseline, lose the dribble, double team, spin his way to the basket, and score it.
Tough call there against Lane Ratliff. I believe Conkle created that contact, but they're going to say Ratliff with the moving feet is going to be the guilty party.
Well, what they've did on that possession, Ted, is they moved him on the inside. Instead of 25 from the basket, let him wheel and deal inside. Good move by Coach Herman. Got the free throw. He has a quiet 6, 16-8, under 40 seconds to go. Quick first quarter. New Lex looks like they will hold for one shot. Bentley Hanson staying up there. Looks like Coshocton's going to be content to let him have the last shot and be down 8, perhaps more. Hanson just holding. And Conkle really giving the business to Stevens. He's almost like in a box and 1 on Stevens. It's going to be Hanson. He will kick to Ratliff. He shoots the 3, and what are we going to get? Are we going to get a foul and a good basket?
The foul, I believe, is away from the ball. It wasn't on the shooter. That's what they're discussing, if the shot will count.
The
foul's on Malachi Thresher, but the basket will count, Howard.
So Ratliff gets the 3, and the foul goes on Thresher, and it's his second with 5 seconds to go. And Coach Herman gets a quick timeout with Conkle while the officials sort things out. So no doubt here who's going to get the shot coast to coast on the drive.
Yeah, if I were New Lex, I would show some pressure here with just 5 seconds left, which they are.
How about a double team on Conkle? Hansen and Ratliff denying Conkle the ball. They will get it in instead and kick it up to Conkle. He'll he'll throw it at the buzzer, and that will end the first quarter. So great start for the New Lexington Panthers. After one, they lead 16-8, Ted.
Yeah, they're doing a great job defensively on Conkle, and you got to give Lane Ratliff most of the credit. He is really harassing and frustrating Conkle and potentially forcing him to shoot some shots that are even out of his range.
So the pace for New Lexington, where they want it, 2 personals on Conkle.
Yeah.
My opinion, I think Coach Herman leaves him in even with 3 if he picks up another.
I agree, because if you take Conkle off the floor, that's a completely different team. There's very few players you can say that about. Gator Nichols is one, Steele Bates at John Glenn, but Conkle, you take him off the floor and you could be in a deficit really quick.
So the second quarter will begin with New Lex leading Coshocton 16-8. New Lex will be on defense. Conkle will be there for the inbounds pass on the side, and Conkle has it. New Lex, Lane Ratliff on him. High ball screen from Taylor, picks it up, goes inside for Taylor on the lob. He'll try to go up and under, throws it back, and a long 3-4. Coshocton is good. That's Blade Workman. 16-11. Isaiah Stevens gets the high ball screen, goes inside on a little runner and scores.
Stevens has an aggressive mindset tonight, and I like the approach.
Oh, Taylor, this is going to be, that's going to be trouble. As out of position was Stenson. Taylor had him pinned, Ted, and that was lights out.
Yeah, Stenson at 6'2", plays bigger than his actual size, but as you mentioned, Taylor had such good position when he received the entry.
Well, he's going for the 3-point play. He got it, and all of a sudden, New Lex leads only 4. So Coshocton moving and grooving. That's Stevens with Conkle on him, gives to Hansen. Conkle all over Stevens. He'll fight through the screen, missed the shot, ball loose on the floor, back to Stevens, and then a drive inside is missed. Ball on the floor to Conkle. Here he comes. He stops, and they throw it away.
Yeah, pass a little too hot for Taylor to handle, and New Lex is going to catch a break there. Coshocton starts the quarter on a 6-2 run. Cuts the lead in half from 8-4.
And Stevens with the ball. Coshocton, looks like they will show zone, then go back to man on the first pass. Bounce inside, nice look by Ratliff to Stenson.
And a nice screen by Corey Adam on the weak side to free Stenson.
Ball on top for Coshocton, and then a kick back to the corner for the 3 is not there by Logan Lonsberry. Bentley Hansen with the basketball. Hansen scoreless to this point.
Yeah, Hansen a quiet start to this one, but he can heat up in a hurry.
New Lexington runs Hansen off a double screen, and they have the basketball back, and Hansen bounce pass inside, then back to Hansen. He'll pull from 10, and there it is. 22-14 in favor of the Panthers. Conkle, right wing, drives left, gets away with an offensive foul, tips his own miss.
Followed his shot and got the offensive putback.
Isaiah Stevens comes back the other way. Panthers up 6. Hansen will hold at the high post for the Panthers of Stenson. They play keep away over to Stevenson. He'll shoot the ball in and out. Rebounded on the floor for Lonsberry. Lonsberry crosses over to Workman. Workman 3-ball off the iron. Inside, it's going to be Taylor on the putback.
Taylor's the biggest player on the floor, and he's very skilled around the basket. Rarely does he miss from 5 feet and in.
22-18, New Lex needs a basket. They have Stevens in the corner, doubled, back on top. They swing the basketball, do the Panthers. Hansen directs. They hold. Hansen swings it around Adam to the baseline. Reverse Adam, and then inside, stolen away by Kunkel. And this is going to be trouble. He has it partially rejected and then knocked out of bounds. And one official overrules the other one and says it's New Lex basketball.
I believe Kunkel's foot was touching the baseline, and he was the last to touch the ball. So possession back to Panthers.
Hansen crosses the timeline. Stevens in the corner. Reverses back to Hansen. He will travel. Yep, good call.
Yes,
got the Fred Flintstones moving just a little bit.
Yep, second traveling violation in the first half against Hansen. We're going to have a timeout from Coach Jeremy Dewar here, Howard.
All right, that's going to give us an opportunity to go over our great list of sponsors on this part 2 of the MVL Game of the Week, the Community Bank. And now's the perfect time to join the Go Local movement by banking locally with the Community Bank. Thinks Harley Davidson, live to ride, ride to live. Thinks quality motorcycles, cars, and RVs. Quick as a wink, deal with Finks and their easy leasing and rental programs. Foxfire Schools is a free alternative education for students in grades K-12. Check out the website, Kokonis Furnishings and Mattress First, where they're always making it easy to furnish your home. Your exclusive flooring store in Muskingum and surrounding counties is Levy's, CA House Music, City Tire, Buckeye Pro, Ohio Educational Credit Union also sponsors replays. Coshocton with the basketball. Lonsberry all the way to the basket, scores it.
That's going to cut the lead all the way down to 2. This is as close as Coshocton has been since the opening minute.
That's Hansen across the timeline. In the corner, back inside to Stevens. Travels, gets away with it, misses the shot, and a loose ball comes up, and it belongs to New Lex. Boy, Kunkel and Stevens are like in a football battle, aren't they? Like one's an offensive lineman, one's a defensive lineman. They're beating the tar out of each other. Way on top to Lane Ratliff. Reverses Hansen. Hansen left-handed dribble, goes baseline, picks it up, tries to go into Thresher. Ball stripped away, and Coshocton has it. Nearly a steal by Stevens. He's all over the ball to Herman. Herman will go to the corner. Taylor shoots the 3. Back iron, rebounded by Bentley Hansen. 3:30 to go, second quarter. 22-20 New Lex. They have led throughout. They will be patient again on offense. They have Stevens running the baseline with Herman guarding him now. Ratliff back iron, rebounded inside. Shot, I don't believe will count.
No.
On the rebound to Stenson. So on the floor, personal foul goes against Blade Workman, his first. Neither team in foul trouble. Inside to Hansen. I think that may be on Kunkel.
I think they're going to get J.J. Herman, but we will wait for the confirmation. There you go, Kunkel.
Yep, yeah, right. He was the guy hammering down there.
And they're showing that's his second foul, but it should be his third.
He's got 3. Yeah, I believe he's got 3. So New Lexington with the basketball. 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Stevens, he's being almost like a boxing one as he does a little circle move as J.J. Herman's all over him. Yeah, I think Coshocton's in a boxing one. New Lex will hold till they figure things out. It's Hansen. He will hold. Thresher at the high post. High ball screen. Hansen hammered, no call. reverses back to the corner. It's going to be Stenson reversing it. Shot by Ratliff is good.
Lane Ratliff's having a fantastic first half on both sides of the floor. Third three made from Ratliff.
Conkle, wow, 28 feet. Say good night on that one.
And you can't play better defense than Ratliff played. Right on him, hand in the face. Conkle just a better shooter.
25-23, New Lux, 2 minutes to go. They stay in the box and one. Do the Redskins. That's Herman all over Stevens. To the corner for Stenson. Back to Hansen. He'll go on the up and under, lose the basketball, but it stays with the Panthers. 1:47 to go. New Lux by 2, and they have the basketball underneath their own basket. It will be Stevens on top. Ratliff. Stevens goes inside. Double team. Stripped away by Workman. And then picked up by J.J. Herman. Coshocton can take the lead. Workman, long three. And it's good.
Coshocton is living and dying behind the three-point line, and they got it going right now.
First lead of the game for the Redskins. That's Ratliff. Stenson in the corner. Ratliff holds. Stevens, Herman on him. Back to Ratliff. High ball screen by Thresher. Conkle takes a seat on the floor and then reverse to Isaiah Stevens. 1 minute to go. J.J. Herman on Stevens. Stevens crosses over. Crosses right to left to Ratliff. Hansen in the corner will drive and score the basket.
Great aggressive move to the baseline by Hansen, and at 5'10", challenged the 6'6" Taylor at the rim, and Hansen able to get that one in.
27-26 in favor of the Panthers. Conkle holds the ball with 30 seconds. You can figure who's going to get the final shot. That's J.J. Herman holding. Isaiah Stevens on him. Back to Conkle. Ratliff's done a great job, as Ted mentioned. Conkle stands right at the high post area. Gets the basketball with 8 seconds. To Alex Taylor, swings around, and boy, he just takes Thresher to school. And then Hansen will shoot at the buzzer. In and out, no good. Wow. What a great first half, as it's 28-27 in favor of Coshocton. Big 20-point quarter for the Redskins. I tell you, Ted, before we do anything else, we have got to get the right number of fouls on Conkle.
Yes.
I believe it's 3. The scoreboard showed 2. On the scoreboards here at Coshocton, they don't show the points and fouls, so we're not officially sure. But that's a big number if it's 3 and not 2.
Well, there were certainly 2 fouls called on him in the first quarter. The only thing I can think of is the officials made a correction. They reported the wrong number maybe, and in one of the timeouts they went to the scorer's table and corrected it. That's the only thing I can think of, because that definitely should have been his third personal there midway through the second.
Yeah, again, without the benefit of the scoreboard giving us how many personals on each individual, we don't know. We believe it's 3. And I tell you what, Ted, as physical as that first half was, Conkle could have had 5.
Yeah, it was a very physical game, but give these officials credit. They're letting the players decide it out there on the floor. If there's something that needs to be called, of course, they're blowing the whistle, but the officials are not part of the game.
Yeah, they've done a good job. If they did, in fact, change that personal on Conkle during one of the stoppages of play, then we will certainly have, I guess, an opinion about the officiating. And we do have the official halftime stats, so let's look and see how many personal fouls. And yes, in fact, they did change, Ted, so they're only showing 2. So at some point the officials changed the foul on Kunkel.
Yeah, they must have because he's only really reported for 2.
Okay. All right. So we'll get beyond that and we'll go to some highlights. On the quick 3 by the Panthers, that's Isaiah Stevens. He bombs one downtown. And then back the other way, the Coshocton Redskins, they go just as deep as that was Kunkel. Workman also had 3 threes in the first half for the Panthers. Malachi Thresher on a putback, and then the ball back inside, and a nice layup look for New Lexington. A kickback with a 12-footer. Bentley Hansen, that was his first basket of the game. And then inside, the play by Alex Taylor and the basket by Coshocton. And then a running drive by the Redskins leads to another basket. And then back comes New Lexington. Wide open, 3-ball on the way is perfect. Coshocton answers with another 3, and that's also good. So both teams really shooting very well. Inside look and an up and under for New Lexington in the score. And then another nice drive by Taylor. Quick feet and the dive inside for the layup. Woo. All right, so Ted, 28-27 in favor of New Lex. This is the pace they had last night. 59-56 was the final.
I had 56-53 written down.
Yeah.
And we're on pace right now for 56-54, which is it's crazy how evenly these two teams have played through 6 quarters.
Yeah, an excellent basketball game. Let's take a look at some first half numbers. At the end of the first quarter, New Lex led 16-8. And then in the second quarter, Coshocton got hot, and they outscored the Panthers 20-11 to take the 28-27 lead. And there were 3 lead changes in that first half. For the Panthers of New Lex, Paul Stenson chipped in with 2 points. Malachi Thresher did not score. Lane Ratliff had, you know what? These are not accurate.
I don't believe so.
So I'm going to go with our stats because I am 100% positive Lane Ratliff had 3 triples.
He did.
And not 2, so we're going to put that aside. All right, for the Panthers, Bentley Hansen, 2 field goals for 4. Isaiah Stevens, 2 doubles, 3 triples. He had 15, which includes the 2 from the stripe. Lane Ratliff, 3 threes for 9. Paul Stenson, a basket for 2. It adds up to 27. For the Redskins, Colton Conkle, 2 doubles, 2 triples. He had 11. Alex Taylor, 4 twos, 1 of 1 at the line for 9. Logan Lonsberry, a deuce for 2. Blade Workman, 2 triples for 6. J.J. Herman did not score. 28-27 in favor of Coshocton. You know, I wonder about Eli Stevens. Is he hurt, sick, something? We did not see him.
Now he's in uniform. He's sitting on the bench and doesn't appear to be injured. That doesn't mean he's not, but it is curious that he hasn't played a single minute. They've went with Thresher, Stenson inside as their primary defenders against Taylor. So one has to wonder if it's strictly a matchup decision by Coach Jeremy Doerr, but you would think even in relief you would see Eli out there a little bit.
Especially with Thresher, 2 personal fouls. One would have thought that Stevens would come in for Thresher. So that we don't know. no sense speculating or trying to guess, but suffice to say Stevens dressed but did not play in the first half. So we'll see what happens in the second half. Come back to the pace, Ted, right where New Lex wants it, I think.
Yeah. I believe the pace is good for both head coaches. If it stays the same, they're not going to resist and try to change. The thing I'm most curious to see is how New Lex gets Stevens some open looks here in the second half, because he scored 11 in the first 6 minutes of the game, and then after the timeout by Coach Herman, they changed into what appeared to be a box and one, which didn't give Stevens very much room to operate. So we'll have to see what adjustments are made by Coach Jeremy Dewar to find some looks for Isaiah, because he's really hot tonight.
Yeah, and what they did offensively for the Panthers in the box and one, they ran him on the baseline, which is often what you see, which is to get him some looks closer down in the basket. Because if you're going to guard him and overplay him box and one out on the perimeter, he's probably not going to get any looks at all. So nice job by Coach Dewar of the adjustment. But what that means is Lane Ratliff and Bentley Hansen are going to have to pick up the scoring if Stevens can't get free.
I agree completely. If you pay too much attention to Stevens, those two guys you just mentioned can hurt you. Henson and Ratliff, very capable shooters, and Bentley Hansen at 5'10", one of the best penetrators and finishers in the NBL.
What do you think about the job Ratliff did on Conkle? When we say only 11, we mean that the guys at almost 28 a game.
Yeah, that's an impressive effort in the first half, mostly by Lane Ratliff. He's got caught up in a couple screens and switch situations, but for the most part, he's been right in Conkle's face, which has visibly frustrated him.
Absolutely. Again, we believe he has 3, but officially I think they have changed it to 2. You know what, Ted? I don't think that would matter. No. I think they'd play that guy with 4. I would you?
Yeah, I don't think he's coming off the floor tonight. 31 last night against his team, but you mentioned just 11 in the first half here tonight, so no doubt Conkle's going to be looking to shoot early here in the third quarter.
The Panthers will have Stenson, Hansen, Ratliff, Thresher, and Stevens. For Coshocton, Conkle, Taylor, Herman, Workman, Lonsberry, and Taylor. And they're going to look like that 2-3 zone again. They'll drop into man out of that. Hansen picks up the dribble. Hansen gets the high ball screen. Long ball is going to be short by Stevens and then knocked out of bounds. Pretty good defense that time, flying at the shooter by Coshocton.
The outside official is going to overrule the baseline official and say the shot was partially tipped. New Lex will maintain possession.
Stevens on the inbound, way on top to Ratliff. Stevens tries to get through the mess down on the block. It's Hansen. He holds, bounce passes back to Ratliff. Stenson holds on top to Ratliff. They swing it around. Hansen, long 3, back iron, rebounded by Stenson and in.
Outstanding rebounding position by Paul Stenson. He's rewarded with the easy 2.
29-28, Conkle between the legs. Lane Ratliff on him. He will force the action and draw the foul. You know, Lane Ratliff's kind of grabbing his hands and saying, why did I fall for that?
Yeah, he left his feet, which is the ultimate no-no as a defender, and Conkle leaned in, created the contact, but as long as Ratliff was off his feet, that was going to be a shooting foul.
First free throw is good by Conkle. Yeah, you know, he's so smart.
Yeah.
Drawing the contact like that. just a great player. Really is. Second one by Conkle. Got it. He has 13 and has one more. As they say, he was behind the arc. So 3 free throws for Coshocton. Third one on the way. Got it. Make it 14. This might be the largest lead of the night for Coshocton at 31-29. Ratliff swings to Hansen. Hansen holds. Bounce pass. Gets the high ball screened as Ratliff reverse Hansen. Swing it around. Stenson on the baseline. Thresher. Mulex reverses the ball. High ball screen again by Thresher. Hansen picks it up. Goes to the corner. Perfect bomb. Woo! By Paul Stenson.
Stenson loves the corner three. He doesn't take a lot of threes, but that's his favorite spot.
He has 7, and the Panthers have the 1-point lead. In the corner, it's Workman. Reverse on top. And then they will hold. And now the shot by Lonsberry. Back iron. Rebounded by Hansen. 32-31. New Lex with the 1-point lead. Same offensive set for New Lex against this 2-3. They go to the corner again to the Panthers. They're going to call a foul away. Boy, that's a cheapie, Ted.
It is, and that's the second foul against Thresher that's been questionable and away from the ball. So that's his third personal in the game. Something to keep an eye on, because without Stevens, Dewar's only playing 6 guys tonight.
Yeah, that's Thresher's third foul. He'll have to sit down. He's going to be replaced by Eli Stevens.
Here we go.
So
we got our answer, Howard.
Yeah. But I've got some questions about 2 fouls away. Nearly knocked out of bounds by Isaiah Stevens. J.J. Herman will inbound for Coshocton. Stevens on Conkle. That's a switch from Ratliff. Conkle between the legs dribble. Stevens on him. He picks it up. And with the basketball stolen away by Hansen. Bentley Hansen back the other way. Hammered. No call to Isaiah Stevens. Stevens inside. Then they swing it back on top. That's Isaiah Stevens again. Lane Ratliff will go across the floor to Bentley Hansen. Eli Stevens posts inside and then kicks back to the corner. Stenson air ball picked up by Eli Stevens.
Johnny on the spot. Eli Stevens collects the air ball and puts it up and in.
Isaiah Stevens all over Colton Conkle. Conkle shake and bake. Oh, he knocked him down. Oh.
That was a 50-50 call, and the home player, Colton Conkle, gets the benefit of the doubt there. But that's going to be the second foul on Isaiah Stevens. Shouldn't be a problem. 5 minutes to play here in the third.
Alex Taylor on the inbounds. Picks the dribble up. Goes back to the corner for Lonsberry. On top, Conkle. Conkle splits a double team. Isaiah Stevens has him. Offensive rebound by Taylor.
Alex Taylor is a highly skilled player around the rim and really kind of gets outshined by his teammate.
Taylor has 11. Bentley Hansen holds. Dribbles left to the mid post for Stevens. That's Eli, back to Isaiah Stevens, and we'll get a foul inside. I think that may be on J.J. Herman for Coshocton.
That's going to be the first team foul committed by Coshocton here in the third quarter, and we've already played nearly 4 minutes, so.
Yeah, game's been very physical, and New Lexington, I guess they have a case that some tough calls have gone against them. Isaiah Stevens will be the inbounder to Eli Stevens. Stevens swings it around and coming up with the basketball and then double team. Wide open, Lane Ratliff, back iron, rebounded off to Workman to Conkle. You know he's going to shoot. And Bentley Hansen gets caught again.
Same exact play from Conkle. Just pump fakes, get the defender in the air, and then jump right into him. And, you know, at the NBA level, that's still an offensive foul, but the high school level hasn't quite caught up with the rules.
Yeah, Conkle's going to do that again, guaranteed. He makes his free throw. He is 5 of 5 from the line. So, you know, I would too, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. But let's face it, what he's doing is not his normal shooting motion. You can clearly tell he's leaning in just to get the contact.
He makes the second, gets one more as 16 in the game. And Coshocton back with the lead. 35 and make it 36-34. Lexington with Isaiah Stevens crosses the timeline. Coshocton stays zone. Stevens and Hansen, high ball screen, back to the corner. They will swing. Ratliff picks it up. Stenson bounce pass inside Eli Stevens. He will go over to Bentley Hansen, misses the shot. Rebounded by Conkle. He will throw ahead to Taylor, who travels, no call.
Yeah, he definitely traveled with the basketball.
Yeah, he took some giant steps.
And Bentley Hansen's been called for traveling twice in this game, and I felt like that one was a little more clear than either of Hansen's violations.
A couple of free throws coming for Alex Taylor. Makes the first one. 37-34. That might be the largest lead of the evening for the Redskins. Second one on the way. It's good. So dangerous point for the Panthers. They are down 4 with 3:25 to go here in the third quarter. Hansen picks up the dribble, gets help from Ratliff. Ratliff holds as Coshocton is extending their zone. Inside they will go to Stevens. He misses the shot. Rebounded to Alex Taylor. Over to Workman. He'll shoot front iron. Rebounded by Stenson. Ahead to Hansen. Isaiah Stevens has been quiet. Got to get him a look. He sets the screen for Hansen. They will throw across the floor, and then Ratliff shoots the three. Woo. Bang!
Layton Ratliff is really contributing offensively tonight, and they need it.
2:40 to go. Third quarter, 38-37. Conkle picks up the dribble to the corner for Herman. Herman gets the screen from Conkle. Ratliff on him. Taylor out on top. He's thinking about driving. Loses the basketball and last touched by Coshocton. And New Lex with a chance to regain the lead.
Back and forth we go here, Howard. It seems to me in this third quarter, New Lex is taking a much more methodical and patient approach to their half-court offense.
Well, and I think part of that, Ted, is the zone defense by Coshocton. It's giving New Lexington plenty of room to operate out on the perimeter. Looks like they're going to pressure up a little bit more. Actually, I think they're going to go to man. Nope, still boxing one on Isaiah Stevens. As Herman is on him. Hansen holds. Ratliff back to Hansen. To Ratliff. Corey Adam in the corner is open if they want to go that route. That's Hansen. Can't find what he wants.
They're leaving Ratliff wide open.
And Corey Adam, yeah. As Isaiah Stevens finally gets the ball, double team, tries to dribble out of it, dribbles baseline, kicks back to Ratliff, bang on a three.
Lane Ratliff.
40-38 in favor of New Lex. Conkle trying to get Ratliff off his feet to the corner. That's Herman. He thinks about the drive. Picks it up. Bounce pass inside. Lost. Picked up by Isaiah Stevens. Trying to go the distance. Hammered by Taylor. And he'll go to the line for a couple. That's going to be 3 on Taylor, or so we think.
Yeah. We'll have to wait for official confirmation here. They're going to say that's his second.
Okay. All right. I've been wrong twice. First free throw by Isaiah Stevens is good. Well, I tell you, somebody else on that Coshocton team's got to have fouled out by now. Isaiah Stevens, one more. Second one, good. 41-38 Panthers, or 42-38 to the corner. Lansbury, Conkle drives inside, spin dribble, puts it up and scores the basket.
I'll tell you what, Lane Ratliff is being very physical and frustrating Conkle, but Conkle's skill just took over there.
He's very strong with the basketball. Hanson in the lead at 42-40. Why not bring it out? But just we're ahead.
Yes.
Lane Ratliff holds to Hanson. Now a little bit of pressure on the ball by Coshocton. 25 seconds to go. Third quarter, Ratliff holds. Plays catch with Hanson. Hanson and Ratliff down to 15 seconds here in the third. New Lexington by 2. Hopefully the last shot for the Panthers, or so they think. Wide open in the corners, Ratliff. He gives it back to Hanson. He'll pull from 8. Rebound off the miss is Conkle. He'll shoot at the buzzer, and that will end the third quarter. So, wow, for New Lexington, hey, Ted, they just keep battling back.
They do. Coshocton came out and cut into the deficit there in the third, and New Lex responded with a little run of their own, aided by Lane Ratliff and his continuing excellent three-point shooting in this game.
You know, Coshocton only had 2 field goals in the third quarter. They scored just 12 points, a basket for Conkle and a basket for Taylor. They were 8 of 8 from the free throw line, were the Redskins. So it's pretty clear what they were trying to do.
Yeah, if they can make up any points at the line, they'll gladly take it. But, you know, where would New Lex be without the 5 made threes from Lane Ratliff tonight?
Or even Paul Stenson would have made 3 in that third quarter, because Bentley Hanson did not score in the third, and Isaiah Stevens against the box and one was just 2 of 2 free throw shooting. So give Coshocton credit defensively on those guys, but give offensively credit to New Lex stepping it up.
Because Isaiah Stevens didn't force the issue and force bad shots. He relied on his teammates to pick him up, which they did.
Conkle with Ratliff on him. We begin the fourth quarter. Conkle swings to Taylor. Taylor tries to go inside. Scores, draws the foul on Thresher.
That's going to be 4 on Thresher, Howard. He just checked back in the ball game near the end of the third quarter and picks up his 4th personal 15 seconds into the 4th.
Yeah, you know, Thresher got beat off the dribble. He's going to have to take a seat. However, New Lex has got to have some weak side support, Ted. There was nobody there to stop Taylor's charge.
So Corey Adams going to come in for Thresher, which means 4 guards and Paul Stenson on the floor for New Lex.
Free throw made by Taylor. Back to the lead of the Redskins, 43-42. Still the box and one on Isaiah Stevens. It's J.J. Herman on him. tries to come off a screen from Stenson, picks it up, reverses on top. Bentley Hansen, another high ball screen from Stenson. Hansen drives inside to Hansen, picks it up, back on top, Ratliff. Stenson inside, nowhere to go. Throws it on top, Lane Ratliff to Bentley Hansen. 7 minutes to go. Boy, Isaiah Stevens working so hard against this box and one. In the corner is Stenson, reverses Hansen. Crossover dribble, back to Stenson. He'll take the three, back iron, rebounded by Taylor, ahead to Conkle. Another key moment for New Lex, Ted. Can't let a three-point play or three ball get in their way. Conkle picks it up to Alex Taylor. Taylor back to Conkle. He'll shoot the three. Back iron, rebounded by Hansen, but they say he stepped on the baseline, so ball back to Coshocton.
Tough break for Hansen. At 5'10", was able to get up and corral that board amongst a pair of Redskins, but came down on the baseline, unfortunately.
And timeout for Coshocton, and we'll keep it right here. It's 43-42. The scoreboard says that's just their first timeout, but I recall a timeout early in the game for Coshocton. I think that scoreboard may be wrong on the timeouts, but no sense worried about it. They'll get it fixed. All right, well, Coshocton's going to have the basketball underneath their own basket. It's going to be Conkle on the block with Taylor. It's a 1-4 low setup. I'm just wondering if there's going to be a cross screen by Taylor for Conkle. And they do get the double screen into Taylor, and he will bring it out. Tries to drive baseline inside. He'll pull and then look for a streaking Lonsberry, and they throw it away.
Lonsberry was not expecting the pass, and it just flew out of bounds.
Isaiah Stevens has a chance to dribble the ball off the inbounds play. He will circle down to the baseline. Stenson, Ratliff. Now Hansen operates inside. He gets the shot and the basket. Nice move by Coach Dewar. Hansen has 6. Back comes Conkle. Long shot on the way is no good by Workman, rebounded by Hansen. New Lex 1-point lead, 5:40 to go. Stevens gives up to Lane Ratliff on top to Stenson. Ratliff again, he has room to shoot that three, Ted.
He didn't even look to shoot there.
There's Hansen again on the mid-post. Back to Ratliff on top, Stenson. They swing it around. Isaiah Stevens double team to the corner. Inside 2, Hansen scoring the basket.
Like I mentioned earlier, you start paying too much attention to Stevens, Hansen will burn you.
Lonsberry, Workman, back to Lonsberry. Thinks about the shot, goes back on top. Herman, switch by Ratliff on Stevens. High ball screen from Conkle to the corner, back on top. Coshocton will reset, down 3, 4:45 to go. Conkle's going to take Adam and then kick to the corner, and they will be knocked out of bounds with the ball. So Coshocton will stay with the possession.
Great effort defensively here by New Lex. That may be the longest possession of the year for Coshocton.
Inside, little running shot, blocked by Hansen, picked up by Taylor. He has 18, 46-45. Hansen has been operating in the mid-post area this fourth quarter. Now he has the basketball, reverses on top. Ratliff wide open, he'll take the shot. Front iron, rebounded by Alex Taylor. And Colton Conkle has the basketball down to 4 minutes. New Lex by 1. Screen for Conkle. He will try to go inside and bury the shot.
Sure looked like he dragged his pivot foot from up here, Howard, but he got away with it.
It's Isaiah Stevens hammered. He'll go to the line.
And has Stevens scored in the second half?
He has not. He has 2 free throws in the third quarter.
Wow.
Personal foul goes on Blade Workman, his second. And New Lexington with a chance to tie. Got it for Isaiah Stevens. One more coming.
As good a job defensively as Ratliff has done on Conkle, got to give J.J. Herman equally as much credit in his job against Stevens.
Yeah, Stevens just 4 free throws in the second half. That's going to be a timeout, which will give us a chance to talk about sponsorship. South 60 Films, we here are proud streaming partners of New Lexington. The game replays are brought to you by the Ohio Educational Credit Union. City Tire and Buckeye Pro Tire are always ready to serve your needs. CA House Music reminds everyone to play music for life. The exclusive flooring store in Muskingum and surrounding counties is Levy's. Kokonis Furnishings and Mattress First, where they are always making it easy to furnish your home. Foxfire Schools is a free alternative education for students in grades K-12. Check them out on their website. Fink's Harley Davidson, live to ride to live. Fink's Quality Motorcycles, Cars, and RVs. Quick as a wink, deal with Fink's and their easy leasing and rental programs. And finally, the Community Bank. And now's the perfect time to join the Go Local movement by banking locally with the Community Bank. Ted, 48-48, couldn't ask for anything else.
Oh, this is a great game, just as we expected. Talking last night, how equally matched these two teams are.
That's Conkle against the man-to-man of New Lex. Ratliff on him, gets the screen to the corner for Herman. Herman reverse to Conkle. He will drive right to left and score the basket.
He got that ball up through a lot of contact off the glass and in. Very strong upper body for Colton Conkle.
23 for Conkle. Stevens back the other way. He buries it. 50-50. 3:05 to go. Fourth quarter. Drescher about to make his way back in. Conkle will shoot the 3. Back iron. Rebounded and then saved by Isaiah Stevens. So New Lexington coming down the floor. That's Stevens. He'll take the 3 in transition. Misses the shot. Rebounded by Alex Taylor. Ahead to Colton Conkle. And here comes Coshocton. Tie score. To the corner for Taylor. Taylor thinks about the drive on the baseline. Loses it. Picks it up. Reverses it back and then gets it back. He knocks down a couple of guys, and then the ball's loose on the floor. Finally picked up by Coshocton. Isaiah Stevens may be hurt.
Yeah, he took some hard contact trying to retrieve that loose ball, and I'm shocked there wasn't a whistle.
Well, you know, it all started with Taylor, and the sequence just became maddening because it was a loose ball and 3 or 4 guys all diving, jumping, knocking around, and you know, and Isaiah Stevens, let's hope he's okay.
Yeah, every player has a right to go for the loose ball, but you can't run through another player to do so. That's still a foul.
Yeah, Isaiah Stevens is going to stay on the floor. So good for him that he's not injured. He's okay. 2:22 to go, 50 each way. And you got to think, Ted, that Conkle's going to be somewhere in this equation. Blaine Ratliff on him. Isaiah Stevens going to come out.
I think it may be mandatory because they stopped the game for an injury.
Right. So he'll come right back in.
Yeah.
He's replaced by Corey Adam to the corner and then inside for Taylor. Taylor up off glass, misses the shot, gets his own rebound, misses it again, and then he is fouled by Thresher, says the baseline official, and that's going to do it for Malachi Thresher. He will exit the game with 5 fouls, and Alex Taylor will go to the line.
I'll tell you what, they're going to miss Thresher in these final 2 minutes. He was the primary defender on Taylor while he was in the game. Now that responsibility's going to fall solely on Paul Stinson.
First free throw by Taylor's good. They are 11 of 11 from the stripe, are the Redskins. And they have the 1-point lead with 2:12 to go and one more free throw coming for Alex Taylor. Got them both.
You're going to win a lot of basketball games when you're that proficient from the free throw line as a team.
20 points for Taylor, 12 of 12 from the line. Here's Stevens driving inside, pulls the runner up, gets his own rebound, tries to get out of trouble, and Taylor fouls him. Now, I've got Taylor with 4.
Yeah.
You know, Coshocton fans not happy, but they've gotten some calls.
Yeah, that's going to be his 3rd personal officially. The Coshocton faithful did not like the call, but there was equally as much contact there as the foul that Thresher just received that fouled him out.
Absolutely. Adam will be the inbounder. New Lex trails by 2 on top. Stenson has the ball knocked away, so we're really getting to that point of the game where every possession is crucial. So New Lexington has to answer here, down 2. That's Stenson, Ratliff. Ratliff between the legs dribbles to Stenson. Stenson reverses, swing over to Eli. Stevens back Ratliff. They throw it around. Ratliff drives inside, pulls up from 8 and got it. Boy, Lane Ratliff has been tremendous.
Yes, if the Panthers are able to win this game, Lane Ratliff is going to have a lot to do with it.
Taylor on top. It's Conkle. Conkle, wild shot, misses it. Rebound knocked around and put up and in by Champ Haley. 54-52, 1:05 to go, 4th quarter. Hanson to the corner. Corey Adam in and out. Rebounded to Stenson. Stenson and a timeout for New Lexington.
Who Stenson able to corral that rebound even with Alex Taylor right in the area and give his team another possession. Whew.
Yeah, catch your breath. 54-52, Coshocton. New Lex after the missed shot, the offensive rebound, and then the timeout. They will have it, I think, on the baseline. Isaiah Stevens is their usual inbounder. I'm wondering, Ted, if they have that special play for this special time of the game to try and get him a look.
Yeah, if you have something in your back pocket, there's no use saving it. You might as well use it now when you need a bucket in the worst way.
It's going to be Stenson, the inbounder, and Isaiah Stevens is not on the floor.
He's
Ouch.
holding his left shoulder, which is his shooting shoulder.
Inbounds pass, nearly knocked away. Oh! I was going to say, nearly knocked away by Conkle, but then called out of bounds against New Lex. And now you're probably at the point with just 2 fouls. You're going to have to burn some fouls, Ted, in order to put these guys in the bonus if you need to do that.
Yeah, just 56 seconds remaining, and you're going to have to commit 3 more fouls before Coshocton is at the line. So, yeah, big decisions to be made here by Coach Jeremy Dewar.
Yeah, tough break for New Lex on that out-of-bounds play. It appeared as though Conkle had been the last one to touch. Baseline official standing right there says not to be. So the Coshocton Redskins will have the basketball.
And I think Isaiah Stevens is going to check back into the basketball game. He was just at the scores table moments ago. So we're anxiously waiting here to see who comes out of the huddle, and indeed he is.
Good news.
Yep.
All right, 54-52. Coshocton with the 2-point lead. And Lane Ratliff will be on Colton Conkle. New Lex straight man-to-man. Conkle sets the screen, then rolls off, gets the basketball, and Hansen fouls him immediately.
Tough call against Hansen. Quick whistle. They got 2 more fouls to give, but they can afford to be aggressive defensively because of that.
All right, inbound again. That's Conkle on the long fly. He will lob inside, and the score by Blade Workman. 4-point lead. It's Hansen to Eli Stevens. Lane Ratliff. Stevens will take the 3 inside on the miss. Back to Hansen. Stevens, Isaiah, nobody home. They were trying to kick it back out. So New Lexington down 4, in some trouble here.
Yeah, Eli Stevens has not played a lot of minutes in this game and throws a pass away and commits a turnover when they could at least afford it.
And a timeout called by Coshocton.
They were nearing a 5-second call on the sideline, unable to get that ball in bounds. Saved by the timeout, but New Lex in a world of hurt here, down 4. And unless they can create some turnovers, they're going to have to rely on Coshocton to miss free throws, which they haven't done tonight.
No, they are 12 of 12 are the Redskins. So New Lexington coming out of the timeout with just the 3 fouls. I imagine Ted going to foul again right away.
Yeah, they still have 1 more to give before the bonus kicks in. So expect them to be very aggressive, trying to strip the ball, jump some passing lanes, whatever it takes. If you commit a foul, so be it. You're going to have to do that anyway. So let's just hope the Panthers can create a turnover here and get an easy bucket, change the tide here a little bit.
And Isaiah Stevens not on the floor again. He's got to be banged up, Ted. That's the only reason he's not out there. What a shame. Taylor on the inbounds to Conkle, and he is grabbed right away. And that will be on Lane Ratliff. That's Ratliff's 3rd. 30 seconds to go. Same situation for Coshocton on the out of bounds. It's Alex Taylor. Taylor will go to J.J. Herman. He will be fouled immediately by Corey Adam. So J.J. Herman, scoreless in the game, he'll step up to the line for a couple of free throws.
At least it's a shooter who hasn't already been to the line tonight, so hopefully he feels some of this pressure and misses one or both of these.
Nope. They remain perfect from the stripe. Do the Redskins one more coming. And if they get to 6, that is their largest lead. Got it.
Yeah, and Isaiah's not even checking back in for offense, so you're right, Howard. He is hurting over there.
That's Hanson to the corner. Ratliff shoots the throw, in and out on the 3. Rebounded by Taylor, and he is fouled by Eli Stevens.
They're going to say jump ball, Howard.
All right.
Possession's going to stay with New Lex.
Stenson will be the inbounder. Looks for Ratliff, not there. To Hanson. He'll shoot the 3, and that's going to sail off the backboard out of bounds. So ball back to Coshocton.
Yeah, what an unfortunate series of events that Isaiah gets injured diving for a loose ball and now is unable to finish this game.
Inside, Conkle on the miss, tries to dribble it out, and Corey Adam fouls him.
Conkle just stepped out of bounds on the sideline right in front of the official and did not get called for it.
So Conkle at the line will most likely bury a couple with 10 seconds to go. New Lexington's going to drop this one, Ted, but they've played well, and they have not been helped by this 3-man crew. First one's good by Conkle, 59-52. And one more coming. He is 8 of 8. Make it 9 of 9. He has 25, by the way, and then a foul on Conkle. And they've got fouls to give, actually.
They sure do. That was just the 3rd team foul against Coshocton here in the 4th.
And Conkle steals it, and he will drive around and end the basketball game. Final score, 60-52 in favor of Coshocton. So the Redskins put away New Lexington with outstanding free throw shooting and some excellent defense at times with the box and one on Isaiah Stevens.
Yeah, that's just very unfortunate that Stevens wasn't able to finish this game because you just never know what can happen, especially when your top scorer is sitting on the bench unable to participate.
Yeah, so New Lexington, tough break for the Panthers, and they played very well, I thought, Ted.
They did.
No shame. A back-to-back game where you played last night in a thriller. You led much of this one. You had some breaks go against you. You had Stevens go down late in the basketball game. You had Colton Conkle catch fire in the second half with 14. You had a team shoot 17 of 17 from the free throw line. Hey, that's tough to overcome.
Yeah, that's incredible. I don't know that I've ever personally seen a high school game where a team shot that good as a team, as in not missing a single free throw the entire game. Very impressive, and the fact that New Lex was still in there with a chance to win this game in the late moments is also very impressive.
All right, again, the final score, 60-52 in favor of Lexington. So, Ted, again, not to belabor the point, but New Lexington did a lot of good things.
Yes.
And now the problem for the Panthers is the next 3 games are brutal.
Yes, they really are. We'll see them 2 times next week. Tuesday at home against the Maysville Panthers, and next Friday at West Muskingum. And, we're going to have to figure out what's going with the Eli Stevens, if there's something going on with him injury-wise that's limiting his minutes, or this game was strictly matchup-based decisions.
All right, let's take a look at the final scoring. Colton Conco led all scorers for Coshocton. 5 doubles, 2 triples, 9 of 9 from the stripe for 25. Alex Taylor, 6 field goals, 6 of 6 from the line for 18. Logan Lonsberry had a basket for 2. Blade Workman at 1 double, 2 triples, he had 8. J.J. Herman, 2 of 2 free throw shooting for his 2. And Champ Haley off the bench in that 4th quarter had a big basket for 2 for the Redskins. For the Panthers, they were led by Isaiah Stevens, 3 doubles, 3 triples, 6 of 6 from the line, 21. Lane Ratliff, 5 triples, 1 deuce, 17. Bentley Hansen, 4 field goals for 8. Paul Stenson, 2 doubles, a triple. He had 7. Eli Stevens had a basket for 2. Corey Adam and Malachi Thresher did not score. After 1, it was 16-8 in favor of New Lex. 28-27 at the break for Coshocton. 42-40 after 3 for New Lex. And then the final, 60-52. New Lexington drops to 10-8 overall, 5-5 in MVL play. Coshocton continues with an excellent season as they improved to 16-2, including just the 2 losses in MVL play. By the way, we want to remind you, as Ted just mentioned, we will have basketball Tuesday night as Maysville travels to New Lex. And then Wednesday, a girls' game with Marcus and Ted at New Lex, where they will host Morgan. And then we'll be back next Friday for the New Lexington Panthers at West Muskingum. Finally, one last look at the sponsors before we say goodnight. The Community Bank, for their outstanding support. Thanks Harley Davidson, Foxfire Schools, Kekonish Furnishing and Mattresses, your exclusive flooring store Levy's, CA House Music, City Tire and Buckeye Pro, replays by the Ohio Educational Credit Union, South 60 Films, proud sponsor or streaming partner of New Lex Athletics. Our thanks to Matt Mahoko. And Ted, your final thoughts.
Well, I was just sitting here thinking that without Lane Ratliff tonight, where would the Panthers have been? And I just can't give him enough credit for the game he played tonight. One of the better games I've ever seen him play live. 17 points, 5 threes made. He was the best defender for New Lex on the floor, and his overall decision-making was outstanding tonight. And I just think it's unfortunate that Malachi Thresher battled foul trouble all night long and eventually fouled out late in the 4th quarter, because his defense and rebounding really was giving Coshocton some trouble when he was on the floor. So those things combined, I think you got to take into consideration when you look at the final score of this game. And last but not least, I'm really, really hoping Isaiah Stevens is not seriously injured, because that would be very unfortunate. He's such a good kid, such a hard worker, and I just really want to see he and Hansen finish their senior season together.
All right, well said. So our thanks again, everybody. New Lexington falls short, 60-52. We'll see you Tuesday night over at New Lex. Thanks for watching, listening, everybody. Take care. Good night.